Today I'm introducing the first video in my series to motivate students to be successful at school. So I hope that you find this video and the episodes that follow informative. So welcome to another video series presented by the opinionated science educator. The aim of this series of videos is to try and help motivate you to be successful at school. You do need to play an active role in your education. So, although your teacher plays a major role in your education, you need to remember that your teacher is not responsible for your learning. Your teacher is responsible to ensure that they plan effective lessons and that they provide you opportunities to engage with different learning activities. And they also need to ensure that they create a conducive environment in the classroom for you to learn. So your teacher's role is to ensure that you are actively engaged in the learning process. They are also there to assess your learning and provide feedback when you need it to help guide you. Other than that large role actually, you play a significant role in your own learning through your motivation, through your attitudes towards learning, and through your behavior in class. So you as a student need to make sure that you take an active responsibility for your learning. You need to make sure that there are certain things that you do that allow you to manage your own learning so that you can be successful at school. So what are the things that you can do to make sure that you take an active role in your learning? Well, firstly, you can come to class prepared. Doing things by reading the chapter before the teacher begins that section is a good way for you to prepare yourself for what's to come. You can also ensure that you listen actively and take notes. So one of the other things that you can ensure that you do is to stay on task. When your teacher gives you tasks to do in class, you should be working on those tasks and complete them in the time given by the teacher. Also do things by ensuring that you're not disruptive. Control your behavior. Manage the things that you do in class. You don't have to really respond to every impulse that you have in class. If you're given homework, it's important to make sure that you do the homework. The homework is generally given by teachers as a form of practice. And then finally, each day you can review what has been done in class. And it should be done the day that it's done in class. So reviewing your work is important to help make sure that you capture it in your memory. Your education is actually a partnership. It's a partnership between yourself, the school that you're attending, the teachers that teach you, your parents, and the general community as well. So your successful education depends on all these different stakeholders playing a significant and important role in your education. Unfortunately, sometimes your circumstances might be too much for you to focus on your studies. That's when you need to ensure that you get the support that you need. I mean, I myself have gone through times when the circumstances have made it difficult to focus. So when that happens, you need to firstly realize this happens to all of us, but don't allow it to overwhelm you. Work with others. Talk to people so that you can help yourself get out of that rut. Don't let what's happening around you have a devastating impact on your future. The script I shall be using for this series of videos comes from Daniel Wong, a successful author who's published many books about student motivation. In this article, entitled 40 Ways to be Successful in School, Practical Tips for Students, I will be looking at his 40 tips, which I've divided up into bite-sized episodes. So look forward to another 9 videos. But basically, I want you to think of the following. Do you think of yourself as a smart student? If you're like most other students, then the answer is probably not. So if you're like most students, you probably feel it takes time to grasp new concepts. And you might feel that you don't perform up to expectations because of exam stress. So these 40 tips are ways for you to manage yourself and become successful at school, even if you think you're not a good student. Thanks for joining the Opinionated Science Educator in this first episode of a series of 10 on how to be successful at school. We will be going through Daniel Wong's 40 tips over the next 9 episodes. So until next time, be strong, be happy, and be successful.